Ever wonder what the price of Tesla stock will be at the end of the decade? Divergent views exist among professionals regarding Tesla's future trajectory. While some think Tesla is headed for greatness, others think the company has started to follow the path less traveled. It would be unwise for you to miss this one. Despite the fact that the market for entirely electric cars is always expanding, Tesla has already entered the industry with a distinctive strategy. It adopted a different strategy, concentrating on developing an attractive car that would generate demand for electric vehicles rather than attempting to design a reasonably priced car that it could mass produce and sell. The goal of Tesla CEO Elon Musk's company from the outset was to hasten the introduction of sustainable transportation by bringing attractive mass-market electric automobiles to market as soon as feasible. Mumu has created a new role called the industrial chain before we continue. Let's say you wish to discover which stocks might change over the next several days or months. You will greatly benefit from the industrial chain. It offers a thorough overview of the hottest sectors such as semiconductors and electric vehicles. Finding stocks quickly, either upstream or downstream allows you to concentrate on specific industrial segments more rapidly. Additionally, since segments and industries are related, you could forecast price changes more quickly without having to read a lot of research papers to understand the relationships inside a single industry. Description contains a link. Many analysts have been releasing their projections for the price of Tesla shares over the next several years. Some people are highly optimistic about the EV firm stocks, while others are being cautious and making conservative projections. Most people base their assessments mostly on the company's revenue and future prospects. A YouTuber made an extremely thorough forecast for the price of Tesla stock in the upcoming years. He estimates that there will be about 1.4 million car deliveries in 2022. Although he acknowledged that the Shanghai factory's closure might have caused it to be lower, he clarified that in 2023, when there won't be any unforeseen issues like the production of Hitchin in the Shanghai factory, it will be at least close to that amount. He projects that Tesla will be able to deliver over 2.2 million cars by 2024, a staggering surge of 60%. In addition, he anticipates a 50% growth rate and 3.3 million car deliveries. In 2025, he anticipates growth of 50% further with the delivery of over 5 million automobiles. He projects that growth would only fall to 40% by 2026, but more than 7 million cars will still be delivered. He projects that growth would remain at 40% in 2027, but deliveries will be close to 9.9 million. In 2028, he anticipates a colossal 14 million car delivery with growth of still 40%. He projects slower growth of 30% with 18 million automobiles supplied in 2029. He clarified that this is because maintaining that high percentage advantage of growth becomes more difficult as the population increases. He projects that Tesla will produce 20 million cars by 2030, precisely at their target growth rate of 20 to 30%. The ratio of a company's share price to its earnings per share is called the price-earnings ratio, or P for short. This has a significant impact on long-term stock price forecasts. Take note that the base price used in the following projections is the price of Tesla stock following a split. This remains predicated on the content creator's previously specified comprehensive forecast. He feels that we are currently at 100, which is the PE in 2022. Additionally, he thinks that Q3 and Q4 will produce horrifying outcomes. Furthermore, he believes that this recession will be much simpler to handle by Q4. I think that because we're going to be in a mild recession, interest rates will start to decrease. It won't be a big one, he remarked. Tesla stock will trade for $438 a share at a 100 PE, giving it a market capitalization of about $1.4 trillion. He projects a PE of 75 by 2023, which would mean a $2 trillion market cap and a stock price of $727 per share. He projects PE to reach 70 in 2024, or 2 years from now, making the stock price $970 per share with a market capitalization of about $3.2 trillion. He projects the PE to reach 65 in 2025, giving the stock a market value of about $5 trillion and a price per share of nearly $1,500. He projects AP of 60 in 2026, which would mean a market capitalization of $7.5 trillion and a stock price of more than $2,200 a share. According to his prediction, the stock price will reach about $3,000 per share with a market capitalization of over $10 trillion by 2027, when the PE will be 55. He projects a PE of 50. in 2028, which would mean a $14 trillion market value and a stock price of about $4,000 per share. And if that weren't already enormous, he projects a market valuation of more than $15.5 trillion by 2030, when the stock price would be valued at $4,311 per share, according to a 40p. Assuming a P of approximately 40 to 45, the stock would be valued at $4,442 per share, with a market capitalization exceeding $16 trillion. Some may argue that these figures are now somewhat inflated, particularly given that the US GDP is currently between $21 and $22 trillion and might reach $30 trillion by 2030. To clarify, while being a US-based business, Tesla is also seen as an international one because it operates gigafactories in Shanghai, Berlin, and the US. Additional factories in Brazil, the UK, and Indonesia are being discussed. As a result, Tesla could have a $16 trillion market capitalization, but it would be divided among the individual nations. Having said that, if the United States receives 20 to 30% of the $16 trillion, it will gain 30% of the total. If China receives another 30% of the $16 trillion, then China will receive another 30% of the $16 trillion, then China will receive an additional 30% of the total, and so on. Of course, opinions on how much to expect Tesla's stock price to rise in the upcoming years differ, even among experts. Experts predict that if Tesla's stock increases by 35% this year, it might reach $1,200 in 2022. This is based on an average growth projection from over 30 analysts. However, it ought to be acknowledged that opinions differ. One of the most pessimistic forecasts comes from the analysts at JP Morgan, who have put their December 2022 target at $250. Assuming the same 35% growth rate, Tesla's 2023 valuation would be approximately $1,600. Even more optimistic projections put the price at $2,600 by the end of 2023, with an annual growth rate of 70%. The majority of longer-term projections for Tesla shares place the stock price between $1,000 and $5,000. Although forecasts for the years beyond the next few are more conjectural, it is still feasible to project the size of the market for electric vehicles and set Tesla's price appropriately. To find out the precise performance of Tesla stock, visit Moomoo. In the bio is a link. With revenue of $18.76 billion in the first quarter of 2022, compared to analysts' expectations of $17.8 billion, Tesla's earnings for the first quarter of 2022 exceeded analysts' expectations. Musk is confident that this success will continue for the remainder of the year, stating that it appears likely that Tesla will be able to produce 1.5 million cars in 2022. Next year, Tesla's Cybertruck is also scheduled for production. However, it will include an eye-catching and distinctive outer shell for maximum durability and passenger safety. As to the prediction of Tesla investor Gary Black, the market valuation of the company may potentially reach an astounding $4 trillion in the near future. Black also projects that the global electric vehicle penetration rate would reach 60% by 2030. To put this number into context, Black predicts that Tesla will produce about 10 million cars annually, or a 20% electric vehicle share, with 85 million vehicles sold globally. According to Black, the EV business would profit from these deliveries and service sales connected to Tesla's current fleet of cars for about $140 billion, or about $100 per share. Black then sets a price target of $3,000 based on a 30 priced earnings multiple applied to earnings per share of $100. If Tesla were to retain its current share count of 1.4 billion, its market valuation would surpass $4 trillion, indicating that it has the potential to be among the most prosperous electric vehicle firms globally for many years to come. Experts surmise that Tesla's success stems from its ability to popularize electric vehicles in addition to proving they were feasible. Tesla has completely changed how autos are designed, manufactured, and marketed, although the majority of the business purchases parts from numerous sources. Tesla has established its own supply chain. Its electric motors, battery packs, self-driving technology, and even glass are all own creations. Furthermore, it doesn't use a dealer network or advertise. Musk's goals go beyond simply making automobiles. They also include accelerating the world's switch to clean energy. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, is driven to achieve this objective by working tirelessly to make Tesla a success. You can anticipate seeing more of this content if you subscribe to this channel.